That's a good question.
It's not a very good question to ask a military brat.
Where did I last live? Like, what specifically?
Do you want to know where I was born or where I've lived the longest?
Any other person that would ask me, where am I from? I'd be like,
I've lived in South Carolina,
Jacksonville, Arkansas,
Georgia,
Utah,
Italy,
Salt Lake City. No, not Salt Lake.
New Jersey,
Ohio,
Albuquerque,
I was in Germany,
Ohio,
Daytona Beach,
back to New Mexico,
from Germany.
Ohio,
and Germany.
Crawled back home across the Great Pond, also known as the Atlantic Ocean. Then, from there, moved to here, the United States of America.
How do I define American?
We're sorry. There may be a problem with an item you've purchased.
I want a tomato picked by an American.
Conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden.
So Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish.
For the first time since Super Bowl 35, the Super Bowl has been won by the Baltimore Ravens.
Coming back to the States from being in Italy is kind of how I imagine a kidnapped child to be, to where you kind of are taken away from this place that you feel is familiar and everything, and your memories are in one place, and so you're being shifted to a new thing and going to a school to where you don't even have that really like association with the person next to you. They're not worried about what group of friends you're in or anything because they're worried about their own group. You feel kind of alienated from the rest of the world.
It was pretty much just reverse culture shock. It took me about a year to get adjusted because I went to Miami and that just didn't work. Sorry, it's total college town. You know, it's that thing that the world doesn't exist past this Friday's parties and this Saturday's drinking and this Sunday's hangover.
I'm sexy and I know it.
A lot of fat people. Like, that was honestly my first impression. Like, there are a lot of fat people around here. Pretty much trying to figure out where to go, how to get there, where everything's at, you know, because in Germany, it was all just up the road. It's more communal in Europe than it is over here. You have your little bubble of living. You have a little bubble for eating. You have a little bubble for entertainment, you know, and you go from bubble to bubble to bubble to bubble. Over here, yeah, it's more everything has a place and everything in its place kind of deal, you know.
Officials say a 21-year-old Kosovo man shot and killed 2 U.S. airmen and wounded 2 others aboard this bus.
I came out of the lunchroom and saw on the news that Americans had been killed in Germany. And all I heard as I walked out of the room was Americans, Germany, airport, and shooting. That was all I heard. Automatically, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Rammstein's been hit. I wonder if any of my friends are dead. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. I'm like standing frozen in the middle of the dining hall going, oh my God. And, you know, people are just kind of eating. And I turned to this guy and I was like, what base did they say that was? And he's like, oh, I don't know. For me, that was not only a terrifying experience, but it was a real possibility.
I want everybody to understand that we will spare no effort in learning how this outrageous act took place and in working with German authorities to ensure that all of the perpetrators are brought.
So when I transferred to Wright State, I joined a sorority, which was actually one of the best moves I've ever made in my entire life. Because what it did was it threw me into a group of girls who were not only committed to helping people in the community, but they're also incredibly diverse. So that was a big step too, because that kind of gave me connections with people without really knowing them.
All of the experiences you had is kind of like your own special little thing. And it's not to say that you are a special person because there are a lot of people that have traveled a lot of places and have done a lot of things. There is no making roots in a military society ever. That's just not, that just doesn't happen. But I feel kind of at home in Ohio.
I kind of embrace the ability to move around. Every time we move, I'm just kind of like, bring it on.
How does it feel?